Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the main Secret Friends Unite podcast. This is episode 552. I am Charlie Carden, SFU number one, with SFU number two, Peter Stein, joining me, and with Joe Colton returning to talk about Fallout. Joe and Peter, good evening. And this is our last recording before the holidays. So if you're out there and listening to us as we're dropping, happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. We're going to talk a little bit about Fallout in our last episode, or previous to last episode, because last week we talked about Welcome to Derry wrapping up. But before that, Joe and I were talking about getting ready for this. So we're very excited to do that. But let me get some housekeeping out of the way. There's still time while you're listening to this to get a late holiday gift for your loved one by adding them to our Secret Friends Unite Patreon over at patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite. All of our shows come out early over on Patreon. We have a lot of exclusive programs too, and an exclusive channel over on our Secret Friends Unite Discord. Works like this. First week is free, half off your first month, and then stay on board for as little as $2 a month. It's a bargain and a half for lots of really great content. Patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite. We would love to see you over there. Secondly, as I'd been talking about over the last month or so, we're brought to you in part by Argo's Used Books and Comics right here in West Michigan in Grand Rapids, the East Town part of Grand Rapids. I've been going to this shop since the 80s, since I was 10 years old. It was my first ever comic shop, and just a couple of years ago, our friends Roger and Crystal took over as the new owners. Been doing a lot of great stuff there, including continuing to expand their selection of comics and used books. They're always buying. You can track them down on either Google, Facebook, or Instagram. Join their Argonauts Club by setting up a poll of new comics, 5 titles or more, and you save 10% when you do. Swing on down there and let them know that you heard about us talking about them on our show. That is Argo's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. Fallout Season 2, Episode 1. So, little background. Peter, so you weren't with Joe and I when we were doing the wrap-up. What's your experience with Fallout? Were you new to it when the show came out? Have you played the game? I
have played parts of Fallout 3. I've been kind of around Fallout, the memes, regularly. So I am aware of a good chunk of Fallout. I've also watched, my game master ELH has done some Fallout RPGs that Modifius has come out with, and so I've watched some of that. So I'm aware of some more of the lore of what some things are. So when the Death Claw was referenced, I was like, ooh, I know what that is. But outside of a little bit of lore, most of my knowledge comes from the show. So I started watching season 1 when it came out because I was like, hey, I know the games. I'm gonna watch that. So, and
Joe is just asking us in the chat if you could hear military choppers in the background. So if you can, I said that
coming to get us.
That would be super on brand.
So
but yes, that's Vault Tech coming to get us. Well, I said before we started that to my right is my sump pump because it's been raining all day here in Grand Rapids. So, well, cool. And Joe, jog my memory. Do you play the games yourself?
I do not play the games, but
okay.
I am an avid watcher of people playing the games.
I'm a big fan of cutscene. That's the one thing I haven't done because Peter knows that I am a big fan of cutscene movies, particularly for the Star Wars, for Battlefront and for the Jedi. So I did The Last of Us because we fell in love with The Last of Us.
I dropped off of that one. I was just meh.
The first game is wonderful. I haven't seen the show yet.
Yeah.
But I played the first game. That was wonderful.
Yes. The game, yes.
Gotcha. Especially not in the second season. But anyway, let's tilt into talking about this episode. So, Joe, reigning champion, doing all this was your idea.
Yes.
So talk to me about some of your favorite moments from this first episode.
So I liked that they picked up right after they left off, right? So we stopped and they're just on their journey now. Not much has changed between the two protagonists, and I like the banter back and forth, and she's still very optimistic and doesn't want to really confront the fact that her dad's a murderous POS.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And then the ghoul is very much your dad's a POS and you're really naive, and he's pretty on the ball with that. I have to say his makeup looks a lot smoother.
Okay.
It does, yeah.
He looks like somebody went in and just like filtered him. Like a beauty
I'm my own
filter.
Instagram filter.
So I kind of don't, as a person who does prosthetics and costumes, I'm kind of like, why? Like, I understand like he needs to be updated because every season, like, shows do that, right? Like Star Trek is known for that.
Right. Odo's makeup was a great example. Like if you look at him in that first, even several episodes of that first season, it looks a lot
Rough.
more like Renee than it does like Odo does, because by the time you get to at least season 3, he's very, very smooth, but he's just a little, it's a little black. So it's almost like I'm sure they went through a lot of those masks in particular. So every time they come back with one, it's a little bit different. So yeah.
And it felt like more of like a filler episode. Like, just kind of like, there's nothing really happening. There's just a lot of conversation about a lot of nothing.
They don't really go that far. It's not
that
like
was kind of my comment when I watched it with my brother, and we kind of looked at each other at the end of the episode. It was like, not a lot happened. Like I'm okay with like what I saw, but we didn't do that
walking through Mordor, right?
Usually when you come in for like the first episode of like a very successful first season, you're expecting like something, like maybe the lady didn't die,
right?
Yeah, or maybe we got to see, or maybe like Maximus goes off on,
Maximus.
It was Maximus.
Maybe he goes and does. Maybe he gets to do something. We didn't even see him in this episode.
Right. Yeah. You only saw him in the ending clip.
I think he's the weakest link in this show.
That's
yeah. Well, if it was such a big, he would have been a part of the integral part of the plot moving forward, had it been. So, I enjoyed, like I said, I even commented this in our last episode, the corporation Robbit, which I thought, that's just a stab on the fact that corporations are killing all of us, but they actually do robots, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But the whole opening sequence with Justin Theroux, who the hell doesn't love something with Justin Theroux? He's awesome. The way he picks a fight with those 3 roughnecks and then manages to slap the gizmoid on the back of the main meathead, who beats his buddy to death with a baseball bat. And then he does the tomahawk chop, pardon the expression, and, throws it as his buddy's running away. First of all, I didn't get it when the one guy was watching the radio beat the guy to death with the baseball bat, why he just wasn't gone. He was like, I'm going to stick around and see what happens to get killed.
Can I negotiate for my life?
Yeah, wonk, wonk. And then, Justin Theroux's like, and he's fiddling with the dial, and it just causes the guy's head to blow up, which, that's, human trial and error. You got to get there somehow.
Yeah, and this particular guy is definitely, from what I know of the games, he's a scumball, and so he does crap like that.
Yeah.
So
I love the one set piece that I did enjoy, and again I was watching a recap video from New Rockstars to just kind of fluff me up for this but when the ghoul was hanging and then he finally does get loose because it's a big setup.
That was a great scene.
That they play a song from Marty Robbins over it, which is this cowboy troubadour that of all people my barber introduced me to, because my barber plays music as he cuts hair, and I dug that. And one thing I also didn't realize is he was walking away, he was using radiation to heal a scar on his neck. I didn't know that was the
that's
thing.
how ghouls work. Yep.
Yeah.
That was cool. I do appreciate the little nods to the game. I appreciate in the background, you've got like a sticker, or a billboard, or like, the random woman who's eating like flea soup.
Oh God! Oh, that was one of my I could do without notes. We were watching that. She's like the soup, and she's like,
it was kind of gross, but it was classic. Bethesda Fallout weirdness.
Oh my God!
It's just something that they do.
So
I had forgotten too that the ghoul's dog's name was Dog Meat.
Yep.
and that was the biker gang at the beginning kind of reminded me of the Dreadnoks from G.I. Joe. Joe will appreciate that. But it was the big prize is whoever kills that girl can eat the dog. They couldn't eat the dog because the dog was undead as well, wasn't he? Didn't he get injected with the juice because he was dead? No. Did that happen last season?
Previous season, he was severely injured at least, and they had to use serum to bring him back.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he made him healthy and then trained him to be a killer dog.
Oh, great.
He's a mutated dog.
I guess.
Because he's resistant to all of the radiation.
Right. I did love it. So we're back in kind of the vault side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I did love this because I always watch with the captions on because I figure I'd catch more stuff. But the brain that's running around with the little arms is in the narrations. It's Bud Askins, which was the name of the brain, but it's Bud Askins / brain on a Roomba is what it's called in the captions, which I just thought was so great.
I did not see that.
Yes.
Murder Roomba brain, yeah.
I love it. And so I
that thing is like bugging me. Like, just kick him.
That's what I thought multiple times.
Yeah,
like,
it's because it's on the ground.
I mean, he kicked the needle, so it's like, okay, so now he's defenseless.
So just
now
stomp on it.
Punt him into the rest of the room.
Break the glass and like kill his brain. And then
if you just punt him past the ladder, he's stuck. So you didn't kill him and he can't do anything. Just like, oh no.
Fair. But yeah, I did think it was interesting that the I forgot his name, but her brother basically is
Norm?
like,
isn't it Norm?
Is it Norm?
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's
we're terrible. We did put a lot of research into this. I'm pretty sure it was Norm.
He's like, I thought about this because I told Wes, like, I was like, my husband and I watch it, and I was like, why doesn't he just either like bust open the brain robot, like the Roomba, or just turn everybody like on, like defrost them all, and then he did.
And that's what he does. Yeah.
Okay.
How did I do that?
Why did it take you that long to come up with this plan?
Yeah, because he's sitting there. He's been in there. He's been locked in that room since the end, and he's like, he's emaciated.
He's been there like 4 days.
Yeah, so he's had no food, no water. He's dying.
He looks like he's dying, and I'm like, you are not dying after 4 days.
Well, he also like managed to pull out these like survival packs. It's like, you've had a lot of water, you've had a lot of food, dude. It's been 4 days.
Also, eat the centipede that is crawling around like it's protein. Like,
well, but the brain told him it was toxic. But who knows?
A lot of things in that. Yeah. A lot of things in Fallout are toxic. So
yeah, absolutely. But I did
funny in the other part of the vault where you had the one they're trying to figure out the water reclamator, which is in fact the inciting element in the first Fallout game that makes you leave the vault. Is the water reclamator breaks and you have to fix it. So you have that, and then you have Mr. Useless who goes and does his whatever. But
therapy.
Yeah, but then you also have back in the other vault, you have what's his name? I just remember the junior part. It was like Chip Jr.
Yeah,
it's like
Chet.
Chet.
Yeah, so Chet's there
and
with
the lady
baby.
with the eye
He's
patch.
not his baby, and then the guy with the eye patch, and the IT guy in my was dying because she's like sitting pecking at the computer, clearly has no idea how to use it.
Right.
It's like,
and it's a
I'm the
computer.
Overseer. I'm in charge. Like, you don't know how to use the computer.
Oh my God.
How are you able to do anything?
In on it? Like, is she in on everything or?
She wasn't, I don't think.
She seems kind of dull. And if she was in on it, wouldn't she be able to, figure something out with her, Commodore 64 she's playing with?
One would hope.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that she fully knows what's going on. She's a little bit more knowledgeable than some, but I don't think she knows as much as the actual Overseer back in 33.
Right. So. All right. So my big looking forward down the season. First, the end of the episode gave us a big here's what to expect, and there's a lot of action. Kumail Nanjiani is going to be a character, looking ripped as shit too. That was great. So that's cool. I couldn't exactly tell why, but when Norm hits the button and all the defrosting is happening, is it going to be like Cameo City, or are we going to be like, oh, and you've defrosted, is it going to be here's Jennifer Aniston?
Hundreds of them are being defrosted. You look down the aisle, it's like hundreds of them.
Right.
I'm also hoping that one of them is the ghoul's wife and daughter.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty cool. But I mean, I know I've seen, we've all seen trailers and things leading up to this. And watching this breakdown video I was watching, obviously they're taking bits and pieces from the games and stuff.
Yeah,
so
a lot of this is going to be, at least for the ghoul and why can't I remember everyone's name? I always forget everyone's names once I start doing these things. I should write these down.
The Ella Purnell's character was Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy and the Ghoul. A lot of that's going to be pulled from New Vegas.
Lucy and the Ghoul. Sounds like a great cover band.
So,
well, cool. So, yeah, don't. So, what's? I mean, what? Let me ask you this question then, Peter. If you're familiar with the game, what are some things coming up that you would love to see, and some things you're like, I bet they could do better than that. Like, where do you think they could improve it? What do you think?
I don't know enough about New Vegas to say specifics. I just know that's where that storyline is set, and there's going to be a bunch of, like we've seen in the teaser, we've seen certain robotic characters, and obviously the main bad is from there. So it looks like they're nailing him pretty well. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to follow that storyline, not to a T, but pretty close. And my suspicion is that we're going to find the Ghoul's wife and child somewhere in New Vegas, just because of the relationship between him and Mr. Mega Million Douche Nozzle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you see him in his big...
Yeah, he's in his big control room.
Yeah.
I would imagine that he's got them there somewhere.
That was one note I had about him, and this came from the newer... is that he looks like... Justin Theroux's character looks like a mix between Walt Disney and Howard Hughes or Howard Stark with the little mustache. Yeah.
I was like, he looks like somebody famous from like the 50s.
Yeah, he's going for... I think in the games, he's supposed to look reminiscent of Howard Hughes. What he's supposed to.
Oh, okay.
So, but just as evil as Walt Disney. Got it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, Joe, what about you? What are your like big hopes for season 2 after we've had this kind of slow walking episode?
I am kind of looking forward to like the new creatures we like.
I'm looking forward to the Death Claws.
Yes, like Death Claws or like the Night Stalkers or was it Cazadors? Cazadores?
I don't remember that one, but
yeah,
there's a lot of creatures.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to her like being like, okie dokie, like let's just kill this one, whatever it is.
I got a bazooka. Learn how to use ordnance and stuff.
Let me try to defend this Death Claw. No, Lucy, no.
Yeah. Don't pet things.
Yeah, it's not nice.
You
can't negotiate with it.
Yes,
like she keeps trying to negotiate. That's like,
I know that's her training. I did know, and this was a callback to something I said in a previous episode about cousins and everything. That the inbreeding seminar that they were having, and the two cousins who were like, "Okay, we're sticking around long enough to then run off." And so
wait, are we talking about how this is a good thing? No, okay, we're out.
Yeah, and then they get up and hold hands and walk out. I was like, no.
Oh boy. Yeah. You guys need to get out more.
Yeah.
I love the music because again, the Marty Robbins song and the bombs dropped in our time 2077, but it was like this Arrested Development from our 1950s. So there's a great Roy Orbison song called Working for the Man that played over the credits, which I was just singing and loving because that's my jam. So
I really like the quote unquote retro radio that Fallout likes to use. Like the games and the show, and it's music that I like to vibe to. It's just fun.
Absolutely, cool. Cool.
There was kind of a fun thing because one of our other podcasts is Star Trek. The very iconic Vasquez rocks.
Yeah, that was my note too.
Hilarious for me.
Anybody who would look at that, because I've been there, and it's not. It's northwest of LA. It's not on the way to Vegas. So, but it's like a rock is a rock, right? So just be like, okay, fine. Well, these Vasquez rocks were created by a bomb or something. Who cares? It's a rock. But yeah, seeing Vasquez rocks and anything is.
Yeah, but anyone who's watched especially the original Star Trek series, know those rocks.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a very well-known rock. Yeah. Everybody knows
it's just fun to me because I'm sitting like, hey, that's the Vasquez rocks. And I'm sitting like, and that's the angle where the Klingons ran that way. And that's the angle where this guy went that. It's just a little stupid thing that
here's where the Gorn guy.
It was a fun little game while everyone was doing dialogue. And I was like,
there you go.
Doing funny things.
Oh,
I'm
all right. So
if they're going to, sorry, I was going to say, I'm also
wondering no, go ahead, please.
Bring in like the Caesar's Legion. because they're like,
Oh,
I
okay.
think there was a clip
Yeah.
of them in the trailer. So
Yeah.
oh, was
I
there?
think
Okay. Because there's
I
like,
think
what is
there,
his name?
like, I think on the,
Lanius, like the big
yeah,
boss.
I think there was a very short, like 3-second snippet
Oh,
in the
so
what
like
to look
I missed.
forward to in the next season.
I wonder
Like
if I
very,
like
very
blinked
short.
and I missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you had just like checked the clock or like just looked away for that long,
Yeah.
to
you
go
missed it.
back.
But I'm a sucker for Roman history, so I was like, I see Roman iconography.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I got to go
So,
back and look for that. Oh.
yeah.
Nice. I like it. Well, cool. This show, if you've not watched it, you probably, I'm sure you have watched it if you're listening to us talk about it, but it is, if you're just tuning in for the first time, it is on Amazon Prime. And the good news is you probably already have it. So tune in. It's on Wednesdays, or no, it's on Thursdays. It actually dropped Wednesday early, but yeah, you can catch it on Thursday. So what we'll do is we're not going to be back every week to talk about this, but when the season is over, the three of us will come back and we'll see if any of the things that we talked about kind of held muster, and we'll give a final ramp up.
I feel like we're going to need an hour for that. Maybe
I think we could. I think that can be arranged. I think that can be arranged.
A lot of references.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well,
I think
this
an
was
hour and a half might have to be that, like a part one, part two.
I'll bet we can make that happen. But yeah, this is a shorter episode because again, we just watched this one and we all kind of felt like it was like, maybe it was a bit of a letdown, but maybe it's gonna. It looks like by watching that on the season, which was like a 3 to 5 minute clip at the end, that there's more coming.
Oh, there's a lot more coming.
Yeah. So a little bit more to be excited about. So, well, cool. Well, friends, thank you as always for joining us. Joe, where do people find you out there?
Joe Colton Cosplay across all social media.
Across all of the things. Peter, you?
Well, you can find me most social media places at Petrus Aquinas, primarily on Discord. Everywhere else, I don't do much. You can find me over on ELH's Twitch and YouTube, where we do RPG games, and you can also find me behind the scenes on Starship Excelsior.
All right. And I do run the Secret Friends Unite socials across all the socials. Find us at that. Personally, I'm at the C3 on most all socials, TheCeeThree. Over on TikTok and YouTube for Secret Friends Unite, I do little shorts a couple of times a week. I did one today about this special that's on HBO Max right now by SNL Sarah Sherman. That was so bizarre. You have to listen to my take on it. But I do these little kitchen chats just to kind of keep you up to date on what I'm working on. So that's a great place to find me. But with that, we will be back to talk about this again when it wraps up. But we will continue to come at you with this. But we'd love to see you over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. There's tons more content there. I have been Charlie. I'm going to tell you as always that sharing is caring and to keep on trucking.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcast services around the galaxy, as well as video on our YouTube channel. You can support Secret Friends Unite by becoming a Patreon member, get bonus programs and more over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. Join our Discord community for even more discussions on all things geek. For all the latest updates on Secret Friends Unite, make sure to follow us on Threads at secret.friends.unite and visit secretfriendsunite.com. Find our merchandise at TeePublic and Redbubble. Thanks for listening, and may the Force live long and prosper.
Hey, Secret Friends Nation, thanks for sticking around after the credits, or if you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. I am joined by a friend of the show, super great guy who has been on with us many, many times before. This is actor and, dare I say, philanthropist, Mr. John Billingsley, who was the wonderful Dr. Phlox on Star Trek Enterprise, as well as a number of other things. John, it is always awesome to see you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I think you have to be able to write checks with more zeros than I'm comfortable writing to actually be a philanthropist. Do-gooder, I'll take that. How about that?
Do-gooder. Oh boy, it sounds like it should be on the old Batman show. Oh, do-gooder fighting the Joker.
Yeah.
Well, John, I wanted to slide you in here because, we got some crazy stuff going on in the country these days. We're just getting off a government shutdown where SNAP benefits were pinched. We're also getting into the holiday seasons where Thanksgiving and Christmas in this case, where things can traditionally get tight for a lot of people. So I wanted to have you on to talk a little bit about the great work that you do with the Hollywood Food Coalition out there in Greater Los Angeles and how people can help.
Terrific. Well, I'll tell you a bit about the Hollywood Food Coalition, and this will be bifurcated because I've always been a great believer that while I work for and represent a charity that I have great faith in and believe does wonderful things, it's just as important, maybe even more important, to think about if you have the impulse to give to us, but you think, maybe I should look closer to home. Fine, do that. I will say that hunger and need and want in this country is sadly only getting worse. 1 in 5 kids in America is food insecure. Some 40% of Americans, if they were hit with an unexpected $400 to $500 bill, their roof caves in, their car is repossessed, wouldn't have the money in the bank account to pay it. There are a limited number of soup kitchens and food rescue organizations in the country. We do something that is very dear to my heart at the Hollywood Food Coalition. We serve a hot meal to all comers 7 nights a week, no questions asked, always providing choice, always providing dignity of service. And we also offer an array of other services to people who come through our doors. We try and, in essence, sort of provide a kind of a soup to nuts experience. If you want your bicycle tire repair, we've got medical vans. If you want some housing assistance, if you want some kind of referrals to other social service agencies, we very much believe in coalition building through the medium of food. And additionally, we rescue somewhere around 2.5 to 3 million pounds of food a year to share with other not-for-profits, basically to augment and buttress their meal programs. So think about a battered women's shelter that does great work, but may not provide 3 squares a day. Right. We're trying to say, small not-for-profits doing great work, tell us what we can do to help make sure you're feeding the people who come to you for service as best you can. And additionally, every Sunday, we have a wonderful program that we have created with a lot of marvelous people in the community, families, church groups, and schools. We have dropped off at our premises, in essence, every Sunday, somewhere around 3,000 bag lunches. And we make sure those lunches get distributed through some of our community partners all over the city, primarily to people living in homeless encampments. Just a slice of what we do at the Hollywood Food Coalition.
That's fantastic. And so if people want to donate, if they're local and they want to get involved, or if you're not local, like myself, I live on the other side of the country, how can they help? Where do they go? Where do they go online to provide assistance?
Easiest thing to do is to go to hofoco.org. Go to our website, and you can, if you live in Los Angeles and you'd be interested in getting involved, you can sign up to cook, you can sign up to serve, you can sign up to pull a shift in our warehouse space and help unload the food that arrives, sort it, cull it, store it, and get it out the door to some of the recipient organizations. And on Sunday, you can help our sandwich distribution program. And you can also donate there at our donation platform. But I also really want to encourage you to consider it, although I think, in a way, where you choose to give $1, it's not so much about the geography, because $1 you give in Portland or Seattle or Los Angeles is still helping people. Right. So this is an organization, the mission appeals to you. You are helping some wonderful people in need. But if you feel you want to work locally, I would only say, look around and see what's in your neighborhood, what's in your city, what's in your community, an organization that is working on the ground with people in need. And that could be folks who are experiencing hunger. It could be folks who need legal assistance these days. That's obviously something that's pretty important. It could be teaching a kid to read. There's a lot of ways you can give back to your community. This happens to be mine. I'm very passionate about it. But in the holiday season, it's mostly about rolling up your sleeves.
Right. That's fantastic. And as I said, I promised a quick message. So this has been fantastic, Con. It's great to see you. Hofoco.org. That's HOFO. Oh, I just lost it.
You got it. HOFOCO, Hollywood Food Coalition. Hofoco. And it's
ho. Oh. All right, John, I will see you in the near future. Happy holidays to all, and thanks for spending this extra time listening.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
So much. Appreciate it.